Hey, how's it going? It's Craig. I'm out in the garage and today we got two packages I picked up off eBay. Let's take a look. Okay, so these two boxes here are factory returns. They've just been delivered now. I ordered them about 2 days ago, so they come really quick. And they are quarter scale arcades. You can probably tell from the thumbnail and the description of this video. Come at a really good price. So I'll put a little bit of footage up here now showing you how much they are on Amazon. They range anything from £120 up to about 170. I've been looking around and I've seen them in Mankind, that shop you get in big shopping centres, and I think they had the Pac Man one there for 125 I think, or 150 maybe. So I've been looking at these for a while but never taken the purchase on them. I never jumped in and bought one, mainly because I got so many other things going on. But when I seen these come up on eBay, I'll show you the footage, the eBay footage as well. They were £50 each and I thought, well, do you know what, I've seen them come up, they're factory returns, they could be faulty, they could be cosmetic, they could be damaged, and who knows what's inside these boxes at the moment. So I thought that's what this channel's about, is buying these things, repairing them, fixing them, getting them up and running, and yeah, hopefully having them in the collection at the end of it. So I've not opened these yet. We're going to open them up, have a look at them, see what they're like, and then hopefully do a little bit of a test and fingers crossed get them running by the end of this video. Cool, let's take a look. Okay, so I didn't really know I was buying factory returns, actual factory returns, when I ordered them. I knew they were faulty, I knew they had something up with them from the description on the eBay listings, but until I got this text message that you'll see now, your DHL parcel's on its way from Rubber Road, I really didn't know what was going on. I'd never heard of Rubber Road, didn't know who they were. A bit of Googling and I think it's Rubber Road Ltd are the parent company of Numskull, which is the company that make a lot of headphones and gaming gear and equipment and things, but they also make the quarter arcades, which is pretty cool. So at that point I've put two and two together, figured it out, had a look back through their listings on eBay, and you could see that they're obviously doing a lot of factory return items and must be shipping them direct from the warehouse. So I've had the two boxes delivered. They came, as I said, within like 2 days of ordering it. Came on a single shipment. I think I paid about £6 postage on them, but they come in two different packages, which is quite interesting. So package number one is your Galaga package. So this is obviously the retail shipping package. Somebody's obviously bought this. There's something up with it, I'm guessing. They've sent it back to Numskull. They've obviously put it into a warehouse, probably stacked it on the sides. It's got handwritten writing on there of people's addresses, which I won't show you too much. And then Numskull may have not opened this and sent it straight out as a factory return item as a sale. So that one we'll have a look at in a second. That's Galaga. Hopefully in this package we've got Pac Man. So this one's in a different packaging. Just got to see my address there as well. Bit of tape on the top. So they're both sealed and packaged differently, which is quite interesting to me, because what that might mean that this one had been checked over once it got back in, or it might have been returned in a different way. Who knows? I'm quite keen to see what paperwork's inside and what else is inside there. So I'm going to rip these open and we'll take a look at what we've got. Cool. Okay, so we're going to open these on top of the pinball machine in a really awkward angle. Sorry, my garage is absolutely upside down at the moment. I put a new flooring out here over the last couple of weeks and it's taken up so much time, and my garage is still just an absolute tip. So I'm making do with the space at the moment, but we'll hopefully get it tidied and we'll do a couple more videos over the next couple of weeks. But for now, I'm too excited not to open these, so we're going to open these up, have a look what's inside them, and we'll go from there. So let's do what we think is the Pac Man one first. We've got some brown parcel tape on top, so we're not going to take too long opening this one. I don't want to cut too far into it in case the retail packaging is inside, which I can see something already. Okay, so it's popping open. Let's have a look what is in there. Okay, so with it, whoa, dropping stuff. Okay, so we've got a Just Geek receipt, covered up my address on that one, and Quarter Arcades. Long live the arcade flyer, really. Nothing much information there telling us what it is. Official Galaga quarter-sized arcade cabinet, official Pac Man quarter-sized arcade cabinet. So it's just your packing note, really. So I'm guessing Just Geek is another name for Numskull or Rubber Road or anything else like that. So 2013. I don't think they've been out that long. But let's have a look what's in here. I still can't even tell whether this is Pac Man or not yet. Wow, it's in there tight. Okay, so we've got our Pac Man Quarter Arcade, which is cool. It's collector's edition. I think they're all collector's edition. The only thing different in the collector's edition, I think, is that they had so many made and they had a little coin in there. It'd be interesting to see if they got the coin in this one as well. Retail packaging, other than the red tape that's been used to seal it back down, and that 2013 sticker. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing it's not from 2013. See if there's a date on here. I'm guessing these are only made within the last 2 years. Could be wrong. If you know when they would start making them, then please let me know in the description down below. But there you can see on the back that we're meant to have a collector's coin in there as well. So it'd be interesting to see if somebody hasn't robbed that before they returned it. I know I probably would have. Anyway, let's open them up, see what's inside. I won't try and power it on until we've got both of them out of the boxes. Okay, so we've got a certificate of authenticity. Numskull user guides in here as well. A little user guide. And we are number 1057 on certificate of authenticity, so that's pretty cool. So we know it's an authentic piece. Coin is in here. That's pretty cool. So the coin's there. It's loose, so obviously somebody's had it open previously. Very cool looking coin. Let me try and get it the right way up. Hopefully this will focus for you. Noisy car. So that's pretty cool. Nice collector's coin in there as well. I was expecting that to go missing. Didn't expect that to be there, so that could be a nice little display piece on itself. We've got a USB, micro USB power cable. These are all powered off USB. There is a new one, I don't know how you pronounce it, Polybius, which is that myth, urban legend type arcade game that apparently turned up in arcades around the world and then disappeared after being claimed for brainwashing people back in the 80s, I think it was. They're doing one of those, which is a bit of a micro USB hub, so you can plug all your micro arcades into it or quarter arcades into it. So that's pretty cool. Bit of packing, got that out of the way, and let's lift this out. Wow, bits hanging off already. Okay, so you could possibly already see on the camera there's bits hanging off of this. Okay, so immediate observations. Our coin door is falling off. So this coin door mech is your mechanism for the buttons actually work to credit up. I think there's also a reset on here. I think you can reset through the coin lock or something else. So it's made of metal. It's quite heavy actually. Made of metal. It's fallen off and obviously it's rattling around in there when it was in the packaging. I'll push it in lightly. I won't clip it all the way back in. Let's have a look on the sides. Pretty neat. That side, not a scratch on it. Absolutely mint condition so far. Really well made. Really nice piece of kit. Couple of, oh no, it's just dust I think. Oh no, there are some dents on the front. Let's try and get that on camera. So there's some dents along the front control panel there. So it could be that that has come out in transit when it originally came and it's been bashing against this and dented it. Whether it works or not, I don't know. I'll hold off turning it on. I'll hold the temptation until we got the Galaga out of the box as well, and we'll go from there. So let me pop this on the side and we'll get on with Galaga. Okay, so package number 2 is Galaga, we hope. It says on Galaga on the outside. Let's cut this one open as well. A little bit more packaging and tape on this one compared to the other. Similar type of box though. I don't know whether this is their standard box they make. Okay, so this is in a clear bag within a bag. Much easier to pull out of the box than that last one. I love the boxes on them. The box is just as cool as the arcade machines. Okay, so there we go. There's the Galaga. Initial look through the clear perspex on there, the clear plastic wrap, and it's even got the LCD protector on there. So this one looks in pretty good condition too. Really nice, cool original Galaga artwork on the side. Same type of thing on the back. There's no collector's coin in this one. It's just a Galaga cabinet. So let's open it up and have a look. I'm quite weighty. You can hear me carefully putting it on top of the glass of the pinball machine. This one again, let's have a look at the sides. I love the artwork on the Galaga cabinet. I'd love a Galaga cabinet full size, but I just don't have the time, money or room for it at the moment. On the front, much better condition than that Pac Man. Not a single scratch on the control panel. As I said, it's got a overlay on top of the LCD at the moment, so I won't remove that immediately. Buttons, same type of coin mechanism on the front. Galaga kickplate artwork on the bottom as well, and then on the other side the Galaga artwork as well. Rear, look at it again, not a single mark on it, looking really good. So yeah, so far cosmetically Pac Man is a little bit worse off than Galaga, but actually really good condition. I'm happy to add these both in my collection for that price. Next thing is to have a look at they actually bloody work. So we've got to try and switch them on. I don't know whether they're going to be charged or not, so we'll try that in a second and see if they work. If they don't work, then maybe it's another video in a part 2, having a look at fixing these, taking them apart and seeing what's inside of them. So let me get a camera view where you can see us trying to turn it on for the first time, and we'll test them out and see if they work. Cool. Okay, so there they both are, sat next to each other, looking really cool. I don't know why, but this one is a lot lighter weight than the Galaga one, and this one is easy to lift up by hand. That one much heavier. I'd say that one is at least 2 kilos, I'm guessing. That one less than a kilo, easy. You can see the marks along that front control panel now. Doesn't bother me massively. It's going to be more of a display item than anything else. I don't know whether, yeah, this one's had the protective screen peeled off of it. There's no protection on that one, so what you see is your screen direct, whereas the Galaga still got its plastic screen protector on there. So I'm guessing this one's had a lot less gameplay than this one. So let's turn him on. Around the back there is a power switch down here. I think as soon as you turn that on, the system comes to life. There's a jog wheel for your volume as well, so we'll leave that in the middle, and then your charging port in the center for your USB, micro USB. So let's flip him back around. I'm going to power it on, see what we get, if we get anything. Nothing. That's an actual push and release switch. I thought it was a toggle switch, but not a single bit out of that. Could just be a dead battery so far, or it could be truly faulty like I said it was. So let's put Pac Man a little bit further back. Let's have a look at Galaga, see what that one does. Okay, so same type of thing. As I said, this one's a lot heavier. Hopefully there's not things missing from Pac Man that's stopping it from working. Same thing on the back, we've got a push, but it's a push and release, it's not a toggle switch. Micro USB and in your volume, so let's put it midway. Flipping around. Let's give this a go for the first time. Dead. Okay, I'm hoping this is just a battery issue, and they do have internal batteries in them, but maybe it just needs a good charge on both of them. So I'll plug them both in, give them a charge for an hour or two, and then we'll come back to it and see if we can get any life out of them. Okay, so we've just plugged them into USB power sockets on the wall. We've got a flashing green LED on the back of Galaga, and we've got a solid green LED on the back of Pac Man. So I don't know whether they've got different charging systems in them or different setups. They have been made over different time scales, so it could be that one has been made in a different way to the other. The unit looks the same, so whether they're just in different various states of charge at the moment, I don't know. So we'll give them a couple of minutes. I'll probably leave it maybe an hour, let them charge up for a bit, then I'll pop back out here and have another look, see if we can get them running in one way or another. Okay, so I've left it about half hour. We've got still got a flashing green light on the Galaga, and the Pac Man one is now flashing, but a slightly different colour green, but I don't think that's an issue. So I'm assuming they've got charge in them now, and it's not an issue, and see if we can power them up. So I'm going to have a look, see if we can get any life out of them. If not, I've just been looking, and it seems like the Torx, or what do you call them? Allen key connect bolts. So it's Allen key, 4 Allen keys to pop this back panel off, and one in the middle there, and one in the middle down here on the Pac Man. So you can just pop them off using Allen keys. So if we don't get any life out of them in a sec, we'll pop them open and see if there's anything disconnected or anything else. Cool. So let's take a look, see where we get to, see if we can get any power out of them and any life. Okay, so I'm back around the front of them. Let's try and power it on Galaga first of all, see what we get. Nothing. Oh, there we go. Right, and we got a marquee now. The marquee wasn't lit up. That's not a fault, that's the loading screen of the PCB, so that looks pretty cool. Oh, and we got sound. Okay, so you credit these up using this, so it's working by the look of it so far. Marquees lit up nice and clear. So you credit up using the credit button. That seems working fine. I don't know what player 2. That gives you a credit as well. This one is a button as well. I think that one. Oh, I've powered it off. Alright, we've gone off now. So when I press that, it's literally powered the whole unit off. See if we can turn it back on. Okay. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe there's a short with that button or something. I'm sure that's meant to do something. I don't think it's a power button. I'll try it again once it's booted just to see if it's switching it off or not. I haven't got any instructions. That's the one thing that's missing, is instruction books. Okay, so we can credit up, and then see if it does it again. Okay, so is it a power button? I hold it. I'll have to have a look online whether that's meant to power it off or not. As soon as I press that button, I get no life out of it. And the only way to get it back on is by turning it back on around the back. Okay, let's try a little bit of gameplay. It's going to be one-handed and I'm going to get in the way of the camera, and this screen looks really nice. I'm trying to look at it through the LCD on my camera, and it doesn't look as amazing as the picture quality on this looks at the moment. So let's peel this off as well. Unsealed. Let's try it out. Main thing is if we can get some gameplay. I think whether that's a toggle for the dip switches, because I think you can adjust the difficulty on this, or I did read somewhere you've got to press and hold player 1 and player 2 when he was doing the boot screen. So we'll have a look at it anyway. Let's try it out, see if we get any movement from the buttons and everything else. So we've got 1 player start and 2 player start here. Got a fire button and then a little 2-way toggle joystick on here. So I love that music. Right, I'm playing left-handed. Okay, so left and right's working, fire's working. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, so that seems to be working. The player 1 is working fine. Sound sounds nice. Let's adjust the volume on it. It's quite loud actually. Bit distorted when it hits at full volume. Sounds nice though, and plays quite nice. Just from that little run then. Okay, let's turn it off at the back and we'll try Pac Man. I'm chuffed that's working, but also when we buy these things, I want to make a bit of a video out of it and try it out. So yeah, if it's all working, then it's not so much of a repair video, but it's just showing that you can get decent stuff from returns then. So let's try this one. Okay, I got a marquee straight away on this one, and then the Numskull comes on. So I think it was the other way around on the other cabinet. I think the screen came on, then the marquee. We got the boot load. Okay, so it's booting as well. Marquee looks nice and clear. Everything looks pretty good so far. So I haven't pushed this panel back in. So this is the... Oh, it's a bit wobbly here. Let me turn it a bit. I haven't pushed this back in tight yet because I didn't know whether this was the issue or not. But let's give it a go. Same type of test that we just did on Galaga. So we got coin up. Interesting to see what this button does now. So I'm going to press the lock button. Does it turn it off? No, it does nothing on this one. Okay, so I'm wondering whether there's an issue with that Galaga one. When I was pressing this button, it wasn't doing something, and then I'm equally worried that it is meant to be doing something on Pac Man. So I'm definitely going to have to look into the control setup and what that button's meant to do. So let's press player 1. Okay, that's a lot of lives. That was loud. That is loud. Okay, so that seems to be working as well. Up, down, left, right is working fine on the joystick, so there's no issues with that. I wish they had a little slip in with them to tell me what the fault was, because at the moment this one is cosmetic damage, I'm guessing, just from this and that panel being popped out. I'm going to look into this coin button or this lock button, because I'm sure it's meant to do something on both cabinets, and it doesn't do anything at all on this one, and this one turns the system off. So yeah, let's have a look into it, see what that's meant to do on the PDF. I think I can find a PDF instruction manual to see what we can do. Failing that, they seem to be working. Whether they're working off battery, I don't know. So maybe let's test that. Let's turn him on. So they're now both working on battery. Yeah, not plugged in. I don't know how long the battery's going to last on them. But yeah, both working at the moment. I will look into this it's meant to be the lock of the coin door. I'm sure it's meant to do something on both of them, but on Galaga it just powers off the whole system, and on Pac Man it does pretty much nothing. So yeah, we'll have a look into that. Other thing that we want to test, I think, if you turn it off, and when you turn it on, if you hold down 1 and 2 player, hold them down through this boot screen. Oh, maybe not. I thought you were meant to get a dip switch settings screen. Let's try it again. Let's wait until we get this. hold them down now. No, I'm not getting any dip switch settings on that one. I have heard on some early models of this that they didn't have it, and this was whether it was a pre-production version, but well, I don't know. You just don't know how old this one is and where this come from, do you? Let's try this one, see if we can power it off and get into dip switches. Okay, Numskull's on. Oh, there we go, straight into dip switch settings, so you're not going to pick this up on here too much. So yeah, we can adjust the amount of lives, the difficulty of it, where the bonus is in, how many credits for 2 players, coin 1 play, demo sounds on and off, so you can do the attract mode on it. That's pretty cool. Oh, go on, I'm changing it to hard. How do I get down? Okay, so I'm toggling down with the player 2. Let's put demo sounds on. There we go. Okay, so I don't know how we save it. We press it again. No. We're on firmware 1.0. I wonder if there's a firmware update for these as well. But how do I get out of it? Oh, there we go. Press the coin button and it gets out of it. Okay, so we should have a track mode on that now. I'm a little bit disappointed that we can't get into it on this. Let's try it one more time. I literally just pressed them, I didn't even hold them down. No. There doesn't seem to be any option on this one for getting into that dip switch settings. I did see on somebody's video saying that they had a promo version given to them and it didn't have the dip switch settings on it. It was a later feature, so maybe this is a promo version. I'll have to have a look in. There is something on the back. Let's have a look. So I don't think that says much. It's just MN001, I think is the type of cabinet. I don't think it's an exclusive #1 version. We've seen there was a collector's edition, and that one's MM002. So yeah, we know the collector's editions won this one, but I don't think that means that it's a different version at all. Alright, let's pop the back open, see what's inside. I don't want to do a video without actually opening it up and seeing what's in there as well. And we'll try and figure out what that coin lock mechanism is meant to do as well. Okay, so looking inside, wow, it is super simple. So we've got a let's have a look what we got all together. So we got, that is the back, that's the screen up here, so we can just about see everything up here on the back, and I'm guessing the main logic board that sat behind it is your processor and everything else as well. The piece right in front of us is the coin mech and the buttons there, and I'm trying to figure out which one's which, so let's have a look. That's the second player input, first player input, and then this little wire unit up here, I'm blocking all the light now, but the one up on the left is where the credit, keep calling it credit, the coin door lock is based. So whatever these two wires go into is what is meant to be the function. So it is meant to do something. Whether it's meant to power it off, I don't know, or whether it's meant to do something different, I don't know. Well, we'll look into that a little bit, see if we can find a manual for it. But it's all there. There's a little oh, that's the battery. There's a lithium battery down there. Wow, that's a tiny little battery. So that's the battery that we're powering it all off of. I thought it might have been some, I don't know where the speakers are. Speakers must be up the top somewhere, up inside. Can't really see them from here. Okay, let's try and lay it down, see if we can get a better view. Okay, so I've laid down on this front now just to have a look at what we can see. I can see joystick down the bottom. It's really hard to get a camera angle down here. Little basic joystick. This is the fire button here, and this is the player 1 and 2 start and select. Galaga board, so I'm guessing that all is different inside of these cabinets. Is this logic board is different, so it says Galaga 2019 11/25, so 25th of November 2019 this was made, revision 0.1. Whether that makes a difference. There is a little surface button on here. I'm guessing that's a test. We'll test that in a second, see what that does. But other than that, there doesn't seem too much. Everything's hot glued in place, so everything seems to be held in place. That button here that went up, let's make sure that one's plugged in properly. Yeah, so that's the button that was giving us the issue when we were pressing it, the switching the whole unit off. Again, I don't know whether it's meant to switch it off or it's not, but it goes up to here and it's fully connected. It's not like it's a loose connection or anything else, so we'll have a look into that function in a bit. Cool. Okay, whilst I'm here, I want to press this button when it's running to see what it does. So it's the only button that's on the logic board itself. I'm going to power this on, film from the front so I can see what's going on, and then I'm going to press that button from behind just to see what we get off the screen on it. Cool. I have no idea. That button doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, so let's put this one back together and we will have a look at Pac Man. I'm not going to play around with that button that I don't know, that coin lock button, until I know exactly what it's meant to do. Then I'll have a look on a PDF and see what we can do on that. Cool. Okay, same as before, we've got the battery. Oh, let me get some light on it. Battery's on the bottom, bunch of cables, different cabling in this one by the look of it, different style cabling. Same control panel, same screen. So let's lean it on the front and have a look again. I just spotted in this one as well, see the speakers at the top of this, so that's pretty cool. That's why it's so loud, because it's coming straight out of the top. Single mono speaker, which you can expect with Pac Man anyway. Cool, so let's lay it on its front, have a look inside. Okay, so inside, exactly what I expected really. Similar, same board, same, oh no, very different actually. Different connectors missing off of this one, which is on the Galaga board. So there's an extra connector down there, which is our coin button, and also our coin door release button has got nothing on the back of it. So that's why it's not working and doing anything on this, is because there's no mechanism on the back of it. So I'm guessing on Galaga it's meant to do something. On Pac Man, whether it's just this version or whether it's just not meant to do anything because there's nothing there. So that's quite interesting. There's no button on the back of that, and there's no cable going right down to the bottom where there was an extra connector on this bank of connectors here, which that was connected into. Same type of thing, same board really, logic board on here, connecting from your connector to the screen. I'm guessing it's like an IPS type screen slotted in there, and then speaker runs to the top of this one, as you can see, where the other one was covered over so we couldn't see it properly. Looks pretty cool. It's really neat and tidy inside. I'm really not sure why this one is so much lighter than the other one, because it's a noticeable difference in the weight. But again, really nice build, nice quality. The wood quality on everything on this is really well done. There's no cheap plastic run anywhere. The only plastic is the plastic surround for the screen, which you'd expect. Everything else is really nice quality wood, and it feels a quality product, which is really cool. Cool, so that's it for the insides of these. There's no actual fault other than not knowing what the coin door button does on Galaga. So I'll look into the PDF on that and we'll do a quick wrap up at the end. Okay, so far so good. Galaga, let's lift him up. This is such a weight compared to the other one. Cars are being noisy in the background. It is in great cosmetic condition, really nice size, plays great. The battery's charged and I'm working on there. I can get into zip switch settings, I can do pretty much everything. I've only had a quick play on it, so I don't know whether there's any gain faults, but so far I can't see a reason why that was returned to manufacturer in the first place. Whether it was just packaging and there was something up with that I didn't really notice, but other than that, absolutely great little system to have in a collection. That's the one I really wanted, so I'm chuffed. they have got soft feet on them, so I'm not just putting on the glass my pinball without protecting the glass. Pac Man, on the other hand, we've got those scuffs along the front there. I'm guessing this one was returned just on cosmetic damage. That coin door had popped out, and I think it had been hitting along the front of this when it had been shipped to the original owner, so they've obviously shipped it back. Numskull has sold it on, 50 quid. Job's a good one. They get their cover their costs on it and then send it out to somebody else, and I buy it for 50 quid. Not bad. The gameplay is fine on it. I noticed it's got 5 lives on it, and you can't get into the dip switch settings when you hold the 2 buttons down when you're meant to. I have seen there's a firmware update online, and it's Windows only, so I can't do it out here tonight. So I'm going to need to download that on the PC in the house, connect it up, do the firmware update, and then hopefully we can get into those dip switch settings in the future. There's 2 versions of the firmware, one for 3 lives and one for 5 lives. I don't know why they didn't put that into the firmware itself and be able to change it through the dip switches, but they've done 2 versions. I'll go for the 3 lives. That's the version I play if I play it on the cabinet in the house. And yeah, it's, other than that little scratch along the front, everything else is looking absolutely amazing. Really nice. As you can see the size on it compared to me, really nice size cabinets, and they should just fit. Oh, they do. They just fit up on my new shelving. So once I've got it all set up, I'll do a bit of a room tour at some point, and you'll be able to see where their final resting place is in my garage. And they'll obviously be taken down to have a quick blast on every now and then. So they're more display items for me. I want them working obviously, but they are a display item, and they're really cool. Can't believe how light this one is compared to the other one, and the build quality on both of them is really good, so not really sure why that is. So what I'm going to do now, if I do the firmware update, what I'll probably do is just cut a little bit of footage in on over the top now, show you doing the firmware update. I won't talk over it, I'll do the wrap up now, and then we'll probably revisit these in the future if I can do a mod or something else to them anyway. If you've got any questions or anything you want to do or you want to see done to these, give me a message down below, leave it in the comments, give us a like, and I'll catch you soon. Cool.